Mm,
Now, slow down for good luck. Really good luck. Let's do it ourselves. Hey, Abby! Abby! If I swap sides, Abby was saying, you did it! Let me just die. No, you didn't swap sides anyway. Sides? No, I did swap sides.
oh,
I did.
sorry.
Yes, I did.
Actually,
Where? I was students to know about it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Nothing. You're talking about something. Oh, he's doing everything. I'm not doing this because the website. Hey. What are you talking about?
I want to share this with you.
What side? And what are you doing? I'm talking. Oh. Sadie, I didn't know that.
About
Sketching.
loaf. Hmm. Allah عليك.
He did. Daddy.
चैनल खोलने को बैठ गया तो कौन भी आता नहीं हो तो। क्या कि डिटेल्ड एडवाइस लिख रही है कहते उन्हें, डिटेल्ड एडवाइस, वो एडिटर लिख रही है कहते सबान तक कर को देती है कहते। Her family has got COVID, so she's delayed. So she wanted to finish it today, but I think suppose looks like that. But yeah, she's gonna do it by tomorrow, I suppose. So, no. Hello.
Abu, are you doing streaming again?
Yeah, I think the guy that came yesterday is here again. I suppose. But I just it doesn't tell me like the guy comes here. It doesn't tell me that is here. You know what I mean? It got dropped out for some reason.
Is everybody looking at it?
Like there's nobody looking at it because there's no people on my channel. Like
Huh?
hello. Hello. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. How are you?
Oh, 1 minute, brother. 1 minute.
Yeah. Take it. Take your time.
You continue, brother.
Like there's nobody on the channel. You know what I mean? It's just you and me. So there's no point
My
continuing. I would rather
microphone is
wait.
not.
You can take
1
your
minute.
time, and I will wait for you. I mean, in the meantime, if you want to share the stream with your friends, you can do so. That'll help.
Okay,
If there's
brother.
more
Can you
people,
hear me,
then
brother?
that's help.
Can you
You
hear
can.
me, brother?
Yes, I can hear you.
Is it clear, brother?
It is clear.
Okay, brother. So, the topic which I selected, as per you told yesterday, that
Yes.
see, as you told, have come today. You have invited me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for joining the stream. And
Yes,
I request if you want to include your friends through sharing this stream, you're most welcome to do that.
I have told, brother. I have told some people. They told if they find free time, they will join, brother. I've
No,
told
do
them
you
to
want to share? Do
subscribe, brother.
you want to share the link with them? Like,
Yeah, brother. I'm doing it right now, brother. 2 minutes.
okay, okay.
Do you believe in abrogation?
Abrogation, yes.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I'll tell you something about it. Okay.
Yeah, brother. Share, brother.
If you have questions, I'll tell you. I'll answer those questions.
Tell, brother.
Sorry.
What should I ask you?
Yeah, you want to know about abrogation?
Oh, no, I just wanted to know, do you believe or not?
No, it's the verse in the Quran. The Quran talks about abrogation. It's a
Okay.
theory.
Okay.
So the Quran says God has caused whatever He wanted to be forgotten as
Okay.
forgotten. So people who received Prophet Muhammad, who obviously received the cables from Gabriel and dispensed it in his community, and the believing community memorized it. Some of the portions that God wanted them to be forgotten and not
Okay.
be part of the book going forward they forgot about it, and some of the verses which God wanted to um, better supplement, with better verses, like with additions. I can even give you specific examples if you want to, but in short, the theory goes like this. So God issued the cables with better and whatever he wanted to communicate, inclusive with an inclusive text. So,
Okay.
but the Quran that we have right now,
Yes.
Muslims are of the opinion that the Quran that we have right now contains those abrogated verses, ayats, which I don't agree with.
Okay.
I um, I'm of the opinion that their
For example,
understanding is wrong.
can you give me one or two
Mm.
examples? Hello?
Yes, I
Can
can
you,
I can hear you.
yeah, can you give me an example of what you don't believe it, what Muslims always say as
Which
appropriate?
verse?
Any of your kind. Like, I just want to know.
So you have to be a bit louder because it's not really
Now,
audible.
brother. Hello? Now?
A bit more, please.
No?
Yeah, it's comfortable.
Okay.
Mm.
So, 1 minute, I'll change the setting. Setting, audio. Hello, 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 hello. Okay,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
I'm here. I'm here. So yeah.
Uh, okay, can ayat abrogate a hadith?
Sorry.
Can a ayat abrogate a hadith?
Can an ayat abrogate an hadith?
Yes.
Look, hadith is out of the question because when the Quran was being revealed, given to people,
Okay.
hadith was not something that people understood at that point in time because the believing community received the cables from God, and that's what they committed to memory. The
Okay.
question of hadith came much later, as I told you, uh, 100 years later. That's when people
Yeah, you told
started
brother.
compiling those hadith. So
Is my voice
during the time of the Prophet, people were not talking about hadith at all. Period.
okay? Is my voice like audible properly? Hello? Is my voice
Yes.
now? 2 minutes, can
Uh,
you just confirm? Be comfortable to speak for a long time.
yes. Yes. I mean, I can listen to you, but it's a little difficult still because your voice is low for some reason.
Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute. Now, now can you hear?
Yes, it is good. It's much better.
Okay. Ask this. Can okay. Okay. How to ask this? Okay. So we are only speaking about Quran. Okay. Let me include Hadith. We won't include Hadith in any of our discussion from now on. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
Okay. We won't even take one reference from a Hadith. Let's focus on Quran.
yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Okay. Okay, brother. Open chapter 4,
Chapter 4, verse
24.
verse 44.
24, 24. 20
24.
plus 4.
Okay. 424. Okay.
Yes, brother.
Okay. 424 is here on the screen.
Yes, brother. Well, I cannot see it. 1 minute. I'll check in laptop. Anything else. Yeah, brother. Carry on, brother. Tell brother.
Yeah. What do you want me to tell? Like what this
Uh,
means?
so, uh, I'll read it. I'm reading
Yeah.
from the Quran.com. Also, forbidden are married women except female captives in your possession. Okay. here it tells right hand position. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. This I'm continuing. This is a last commandment to you. Lawful to you are those are all beyond these, as long as you seek them with your wealth in legal marriage, not in fornication. Give those you have consummated marriage with their due dowries. It is permissible to be mutually gracious regarding the said dowry, surely Allah is all knowing and all wise. Um, we're including three different kind of people here. Okay, what are your wives? Correct?
Come again, please. Come again. Can you say that again? A bit louder, please.
Yeah, this 1 minute, brother.
Is my voice like very clear to you and very good
Yeah,
sound?
brother. It's clear. It's
Okay.
clear.
I'm
It's
having really difficulty with your microphone, I suppose.
shall I leave and join again?
Don't have to. You can just pop up the volume of the microphone if that helps.
I'm starting a device.
What sort of a mic do you have? Do you have like a headphone, or is it a lav mic, or is it what do you have?
No, brother. It's a common AirPods.
Okay.
1 minute now, brother.
Still far
Now
away. It's coming like far away noise. Oh, like
it's
voice.
2 centimeters away from my mouth, brother.
Okay. 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 Just speak a little bit louder, please. That should help.
Okay, okay. 1 minute. I'll try another things. I don't have any other set of earphones. Okay, 1 minute, brother. Can you just wait? I won't take much of your time.
Okay.
Just 1 minute. I know
Okay.
your
Okay.
time is very valuable. 1 minute.
No
I'm really
problem.
sorry.
Not a problem. Don't worry about me. Take your time.
Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay, okay.
Hello.
Yep.
Array, 1 minute.
What is going wrong?
Can you speak something?
Yeah, you're. Is it okay? Can you hear me properly?
I can hear, but my device is not working, brother.
Which device?
The headset, brother. I'm listening you from the phone, speakerphone, brother.
Oh, okay.
1 minute, 1 minute.
do-
Kim.
yeah, I mean, take your time. If it's not possible, we can meet tomorrow. Not a problem.
Yeah, tell brother. I was telling about 424.
Yeah. So, what do you want to know?
Okay. So see here. I'll translate this in a bit. Okay. So there are 3 persons involved. Am I right?
For the entire list, you have to go to verse 23 as well.
Okay. 1 minute. I'll go. Yeah, I know that. Like it includes your grandfather, brothers, mothers. Okay, brother. Including that. These are your how to tell. 1 minute. Also
Prohibitory list that people can't you can't marry.
1 minute. Also for when do you
Yeah,
for
a Muslim man cannot marry this list.
Okay, brother, I understood this. So, what I want to tell is about 423. It tells you not to marry someone from your bloodline, close bloodline.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now we'll go to 424. I've understood the point. Based upon that, I'll make 424 point. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now in 424, three different peoples are allowed. Three different types of peoples are allowed. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
What is your point?
Yeah. The first type is a wife. The second type is you can see in the first line itself. It is what your right hand position or Malkal
Yes,
Yamin.
slaves. Yeah.
Malkal Yamin. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Third is those people which you can legally marry. Okay. It is a very sugar coated translation. Give me those. And in exchange, give them their dowries. Here it's given. But if I, 1 minute, if I translate it in, I'll translate in Google. Fine. And I'm reading it again. And for those who have married women, except for what your right hand possesses, God has ordained for you that you should seek with your wealth, fortune undisputed, and what you have enjoyed of them. Then give them their due wages. And there is no blame on you for what you have satisfied with after the obligatory prayer. Need Allah is always all knowing. So, in this, we can see that there is how to tell there is give and take. Okay.
Give and take. Like what? You take your time and make your fuller point. Okay. Make your full
What
point. I'm listening.
I'm telling is, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. I'm listening.
Okay, what I'm telling is, you can have sex with your wife, correct? You can have sex with your female captives, okay?
Yes.
You can also have sex with those people, not the bloodline. Forget the bloodline. I'm speaking out of the bloodline, okay? So verse 23 is not this thing. So enjoy of them and you can have sex with those people and give them the due wages. It means sort of give and take thing.
No. Can I say this now? Can I explain this?
Yes, brother, please explain.
In
I'm
the
not able
verse
to.
24, وَالْمُحْصَنَاتُ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ is the first um, list item, which
Fatima. Okay.
continues from verse number 23, right?
Okay.
So in verse 24, the first list item is وَالْمُحْصَنَاتُ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ, which means the ladies who are already married in the community. Okay. So you can't marry them because it continues. The
Yeah.
prohibitory list continues. Okay.
It is adultery,
Except
brother.
illa except illa ma malakat aymanukum, except your captives, right? Your
Okay.
slave ladies whom you have, right?
Okay.
Kitab Allahi alaykum. Now this is the decree of God on you, okay?
Okay.
Wa uhilla, now from here onwards, wa uhilla lakum, and legal for you, ma
Mm.
wara'a dhalikum, are the women who fall outside of this list. Any woman to fall outside of this list is legal for you, okay? وأحل لكم ما وراء ذلكم أن تبتغوا بأموالكم, provided you seek them with your wealth, right? محسنين غير مسافهين, as proper married relationship, but not lewd relationship. You know, you should not make lewd relationships. You know, you should not do patch up work. You should properly seek the ladies with your wealth, which is called as meher, um, which I don't agree with the translation dower. I call it bride gift. So if you give proper bride gift, it's legal for you to take a woman for marriage outside of this prohibitory list.
Okay.
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 فما استمتعتم به منهن فأتوهن أجورهن فريضة. So whomever you like to marry, give them the incumbent bride gift. It's an incumbent. I mean, it's made incumbent. Farida. It's an incumbent procedure to marry a lady. ولا جناح عليكم, there is no blame on you فيما فرضتم به من بعد الفريضة.
There is no blame on you for what you have satisfied after it, right?
There is no blame on you if you
Okay.
like when you agree, when you pay the money, like you
Okay.
agree, right? To
Okay.
There is no blame if you bargain.
It's a
The
bargain, brother.
see, ولا جناح عليكم فيما تراضيتم من بعد الفريضة.
Tara,
فريضة, in the phrase that we just finished, أجورهن فريضة, you give them, you pay them money, and that's incumbent, right? So God is saying in the next phrase, God says, there's no blame on you to meter it. Um, um, you know, the translation that I would recall here is, there is no blame on
who
you
are you taking this translation, brother?
if you mutually agree to vary it later. Okay, that's what it means. Inna Allah kana aliman hakima. God is knowledgeable and wise. So what is God telling is basically, when you marry ladies by um, making an offer of your bride gift, but after marriage, if you mutually agree to vary it, there is no problem. But it has to be a mutual agreement. Your wife has to agree to vary it, right? So if she doesn't agree, then whatever you promised uh, is on the paper. That's legal. But if she agrees with you to vary it, you can certainly vary it and make it less probably and something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay. My question is,
Mm.
is there anywhere, is there continuation of this anywhere else in the Quran, or is this referred anywhere else? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, these regulations fall under marriage regulations.
Okay.
Okay, marriage regulations come in two different chapters. One
Okay.
is in Surah Baqarah, Surah chapter number
Oh,
2,
okay.
and chapter number 4. These are the two chapters in which you find these marriage regulations. You find divorce regulations in chapter 2 and in chapter 69. Also in
Okay.
chapter 4, you find those bits of
Okay.
talking about divorce.
Okay. Okay. 1 minute. Sharia. Okay.
See, in the next verse, in 25, you can see it
1
still
minute.
talks about the finances. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ مِنْكُمْ, whoever from you cannot afford the marriage, أَن يَنْكِحَ الْمُحْسِنَاتِ. So it still talks about affordability. If you're not able to afford the marriage and stuff like that. So it's definitely talking about varying the bride
So,
gift that you have agreed.
so, okay. Can I tell now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, brother. Thank you for explaining.
Hmm.
1 minute.
You're welcome.
Okay. Um, so I'm telling after the right hand positions, the
Hmm.
Allah tells, it is also lawful to you. I'm not repeating, I'm just understanding, like, I'm
Yeah,
just
sure, sure,
telling what I
sure.
understood.
Brother, please, you absolutely calm down, relax, okay, and
Okay,
speak what you think.
okay. Yeah, sure, brother. Thank you. What I'm telling is Allah allowing nikah in exchange of something, a material or anything,
Mm.
to another woman with consent?
See, in nikah, marriage in Islam is incumbent upon a promise of a bride gift to the lady. Okay, the reason why God has made this incumbent, like compulsory or obligatory, is men have to value women, right?
And they have to
Like
provide them. Yeah, I know
providing
that,
is
but
different. Providing is different, but men have to value women, and
okay,
we know that um, we buy valuables by expending our money, right? And we value them. If we get things for free, we don't value them as much. But if we pay our blood hard-earned money, we
okay,
will bring things into our house and try to keep them safe and
okay.
sound and
Oh, one
everything. We will
minute.
look after them, right?
Yes, yes, brother. I'm
So this
telling.
is our nature. This is our nature.
Okay,
So God says, when you want to marry for love, you want to have a partner. You got to do this by a transaction. You have to pay the lady a bride gift.
so is this marriage permanent or it is temporary marriage?
Marriage has to be done with the intention of permanency.
But here, after you give the Torah gift, is the marriage still, it's continuing, or the Iddat period starts?
No, iddat only starts after you
You tell.
pronounce the intention for divorce.
Yes, Tala, brother. Here,
Mm.
in this 1 minute, Torah. The translation is sugar coated. I won't go for this translation. Okay, do you believe in tafsir, brother?
Believe in tafsir. Like what? Believe in tafsir.
Because the context is explained by the early scholars.
Mm.
Okay, so
I
as you
you
don't,
see, look, I told you, right? Even I'm a scholar. Like I'm writing books,
yes,
and see, in what has happened. See, people are people, right? Even I'm a
yes,
man. I can make mistakes, right?
correct.
So even in the olden days, like in the medieval times, a
Okay,
lot of people who have written tafsirs, they have made lots of mistakes. There's no doubt about that.
okay,
And see, the first reference for people who are
okay,
believers is the holy book, the Quran. Okay, that's
okay,
because
brother.
that has come from Almighty God, right? That's the
Okay,
first reference.
okay,
Mm.
okay. But you're not under. Okay, I'll put this in another way. Can we see in this world anywhere else where people give and take instead of like just for having nikah or what they say marriage
Like
for
even
stuff?
yeah, even in India, like Muslims, the way they marry, it's not according to the book of God. Unfortunately, it is not. Muslims in India continue to marry like non I mean, who are people of India who are not Muslims. Like they take dowry from the women, right? In India, it's a big problem, right? Muslims also do the same
Some
thing.
do,
Muslims
some
also
don't.
continue to take dowry from the women. Unfortunately, they're not following the Quran.
Some
Okay.
do, some don't, brother. I've seen
Huh?
people. I've seen people who do it. I've seen people who don't do. They're both.
Yes,
But
yes, yes. These days,
most of
the
all,
trends have changed.
yes.
These days, the
Uh,
trends have changed, and more so,
I, yeah, brother.
Muslim males are giving the bride gift. Yes.
Yes, brother. Okay. Yeah, as you don't believe in hadith, what shall I tell you? But this is later been haram in the Sunni Islam, and
Is it? Okay.
yes, 1 minute I'll tell you, and it is still halal in Shia Islam. I'll give you the references as you don't believe in hadith, but still once Nazarandas, they tell Nazarandas. Just once look it up, it'll be a piece of puzzle for you. I'll give the
See,
references for
are
you.
you talking about muta? Are you talking about muta?
Yeah, brother.
Because Sunni Islam cancels muta. They don't.
Yeah,
They
brother.
consider it
It's
as
concept.
haram.
Yeah,
But
that's what I told. That's what
Shia
I told.
Islam think.
Yeah, brother, that's what I told. Sunni Islam, it's haram now. Shia, it's still halal.
See, look. I tell you what. This verse that we just read, it's not talking about muta.
The word muta is not there, brother. But
No, it is
the
not talking about even the concept is not there. The concept is not found.
okay, tell me the
This
concept of muta,
this
brother. No. Tell
see
me the concept of muta, brother.
see muta is an muta is like a challenge that Shia Islam presents.
No, brother.
Okay,
Before even the sex of Islam, what was muta, brother? Can you tell? Forget Shia,
look.
forget Sunni, brother.
So
Go
look.
directly.
Look. In Jahiliyyah, like before Islam,
Yeah, Jamani Jaliyat. I know, but tell, brother.
Zaman Jahiliyyah. In Jahiliyyah, this system of paying for the ladies
Okay,
for marriage,
okay,
which the Quran emphasizes,
okay.
was still existent.
Yeah, brother, I agree.
Okay, it's not a system that Quran has introduced.
It was not created. I agree, brother. It was not
Okay,
created by the Quran.
it's because it is natural. If
Yeah,
you see natural life,
yes.
the lions, they risk their own lives to attain mates. Even all sorts of animals, the males often risk with their sweat and blood to possess females at their harems, right? So it's natural for males to earn a mate with their hard earned with their sweat and blood and with their hard earned money. Okay, so God in the Quran reinforces it, and He says this is the right way of doing things. If you want to marry, this is the way. You have to put out a bride gift, and only then you have to. Only then marriage is possible for you. Okay, that's the premise that Quran comes to reinforce, which is found in the nature. Okay, but if somebody wants to read like muta here, I'm telling there is no scope for a temporary arrangement of marriage. Like if I have an intention of marrying a lady temporarily, like for a year, uh, the Quran does not give a scope. Although, if a man, if suppose myself, if I hid my intentions, right? I hid my intentions, but my intention is I will only marry a woman for a year, okay? But I'm hiding my intention. I'm not letting her know that to begin with. In that case, I am actually tricking the lady, right? So the sin is on me, right? If I do that, okay, the sin is on me. But suppose, consider the case that I don't have such intentions. I have an intention for um, a long-standing marriage, very sincere approach to marriage. But in a year's time, I decide not to be with this in this marriage, to discontinue the marriage. Can I do it? Yes, of course I can do it. Okay, it's called the divorce, and people divorce for various reasons, and God has allowed divorce, but at the same time, God says divorce is bad for the society, and you should exercise your good
Is
conscience.
divorce okay? Wait, is divorce right for a man? Is the right for divorce for a man?
No, a divorce in marriage laws and divorce laws, there is equality. Like God has prescribed equality. I'll give you the verse if you just bear with me. I'll pull out the verse for you. Mm, just bear with me. I'll just pull out the verse for
I
you.
am still learning Arabic, brother, but I
Yeah,
am not.
that's fine. Everybody is still learning. We will learn until we hit the graves. Don't have to. You don't have to. Um, be apologetic or something like that. I mean,
No,
that's
brother.
absolutely fine.
I am
We're
unbiased, brother.
learning.
I do
We are.
accept good.
No,
I do
don't be embarrassed. I mean, why do you feel embarrassed? Absolutely, there is no issue.
unbiased, brother. Unbiased, unbiased.
Unbiased. Okay. Okay. Unbiased. Yeah. Just bear with me. I mean, my document is slow here. Mm. See, there's a verse in the. If this computer, my computer allows me, I'll pull it out. But I'll tell you, it's in chapter 2,
Chapter 2.
where God says there is equality. If a man wants to divorce his wife, he can do so. If a woman wants to divorce his wife, she can do so. No
Sorry, I
problems.
did not hear the reference, brother. Can you please tell again?
I will give you. I will give the reference. I will give the reference. Hang on
Okay,
for a
tell
second.
brother. First tell it. Then you can give reference. Tell. Continue, brother.
This is what I'm telling. In marriage and divorce, God has allowed equality, and if a man wants to divorce, he can divorce. If a woman wants to divorce, she can divorce. There's no problem.
Ah, nice. Okay, brother. So
Uh,
get the notes later. I'll see the whole stream. Now, what I'm telling is, it's very simple.
must wait. Okay,
Hello.
it's verse number 228. If you go to chapter 2, 228,
228. Yeah, tell brother.
chapter 2, 228.
Shall I
Okay,
read?
now
No.
chapter 2, 228, it says, well,
Divorce.
see, if you read midway of the verse, after the midway, it says, وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. It says, for the women, it is the rights are similar to what is against them in what is called a fair arrangement of managing the marriage. So it says وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلُ الَّذِي. Mithlu is like it's equal. It's just like the men have their rights, the women also have their rights. وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. And God calls it, this is what is actually fair, in the marriage. So both have the rights to call their shots. If the woman want to call her shots to divorce from a
Can
man,
a woman give talak, brother? Can she tell talak, talak, talak?
see, the talaq is a very crude way of willful deformation of the ordinances of God. Actually, what God says right here in the next verse, if you read 229, it says at-talaqu marratan. Talaq is only twice. The concept of three talaq that people in India talk about, the Muslim people, it's not even in the Quran. It's not found in the Quran. The Quran recommends at-talaqu marratan. Divorce is only twice. And the way for divorce is once you make up your mind to divorce and you call shots, or which legally, if you divorce once,
Okay.
then your wife would wait for 3 monthly
Okay.
cycles. If she is in her prime, that means she is menstruating, so she waits for 3 monthly cycles.
But
And after that, if there is
yeah,
no reconciliation between the time,
what I'm telling.
separation happens. Just in one talaq, separation can happen. You're there?
Yeah, tell,
So
tell, brother. Shall I tell?
separation results in one talaq. So you don't even have to go to second talaq, But in case during that first phase of wait, there is reconciliation between between the partners, they reconcile.
Okay.
But
Okay.
after some
I
time,
agree.
they feel.
Yes, yes, I
Sorry.
agree. There is a halal way. Can after the iddat period getting over, okay?
Mhm.
I have two questions in iddat period also. What is the halal way for a wife to be able to be in a marriage again with the same person? Is it not
See,
halal?
iddat is a time period where you are
3 months.
given the time to make up your mind. What do you want to do? See,
Okay, one minute,
iddat is not like.
one minute. Is iddat period even applicable on Rasul?
Yes, of course, on everybody. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you don't believe in this. Okay. So what I want to tell is, after a wife getting divorced, okay, the husband does the divorce and the wife get divorced and everything is whole over in halal way. Now she wants to get back in. He wants to get back in. They both like with mutual understanding. They won't come back in. What is a halal way for them?
Like,
It's not-
what you mean to say is they have divorced,
Yes.
but neither of them got married. Neither of
No.
them got married, and
No.
a year
They're
has
not
passed.
married.
A
No.
year has passed.
She is alone in her house.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
He's
And
alone
a
in her
year
house.
has passed. 1 year has passed. Both of them are alone in their respective houses, and they have separated for a year now.
Okay.
But now suddenly they have decided to get back, right? Is that what your question is?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I mean,
The Quran doesn't tell that
no,
that
the
they
Quran does say that.
she should be married to another person before marrying the first person.
See, the Quran does say that. If see the
Yes.
Quran,
Yes.
first of
One
all,
minute. Wait. 1 minute. One minute. Let me complete, brother. Does not the Quran tell him to spend physical with the wife and then again divorce her and then only she's halal to the first person?
see the Quran, what the Quran says is, after you have divorced,
One. Yeah.
which is a full divorce,
Okay.
there's complete
Yes. Yes.
the divorce
Completely.
procedure has completed. Okay,
Okay.
now you can't change your mind after the procedure. After the procedure is complete, you had the time. You had the time with you during the iddat. You had the time, and people tried to reconcile you. You did not agree. But once you have signatured and the time is finished, the period, you have exhausted the period, and then you want to come back, God says that's not possible. All right. So you have to go and marry somebody else, because the court of
She
God has
be
given you the
physical
time.
or
The
she should
court
just marry.
No, look here. Look, the court of God who had your case of divorce case. There was, it has seen through your case. You did not want to reconcile, because your minds, they were separated, and the
No, no,
procedure
come
is
again.
over. The time
Here,
is over.
can you
Now
come
you
here?
can't get back. You have to go and marry somebody else. Both of you, just go and marry somebody else. That's what the Quran says.
Why?
Because
Why is that, brother?
the Quran deems you had enough time. The Quran gave you the time, right?
No, no. If she want, no, the moment she
I mean,
realized,
she had the time. She had the time to decide. She had all the help from the
yes,
agencies. The families were involved. The people who consult
or can I
marriage
speak? Can I
consultation, they
speak?
were involved. The court
Can
was
I speak?
involved. Everybody, all
Just,
these agencies were involved to fix your marriage, but you chose not to. So when you've chosen not to, the Quran says, it's kind of a punishment. Now you have to go and marry somebody else.
this punishment, brother.
Like the Quran says in the beginning, family is important. Don't be
No, brother.
separated for
This
silly reasons. But
is
if you do,
very, hello.
yeah,
This is very unlawful for a woman who does not even want to sleep with another man to surrender
see, look,
herself to
no,
another.
no, no, you're getting it wrong. You're getting it wrong. See, the Quran says both of them should marry
No, brother. The Quran doesn't tell
elsewhere.
both of them. No, brother. The Quran only tells the woman. The Quran doesn't tell another.
Like,
The Quran doesn't tell the previous husband to marry another woman. Show me in the Quran.
see, in the Quran, a guy can marry four, right? Up to four, for example.
Dude, dude, 1 minute, 1 minute. I'm gonna stop you. You told a husband divorces a wife in a halal way, okay? Whatever is halal to you according to that, only that divorcing,
See,
okay? Agreed.
look, let me tell you what. I don't like being called dude, okay? Because I
Okay,
don't
brother.
call you dude. So we
Okay,
we we
okay,
we,
so,
we, we be respectful, mutually.
so, like, what should I call you, brother or?
No, you can call me my name. My name is Masood, so you can call me my
Okay, okay,
name. Not a problem.
okay, 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 Masood, brother. See,
Don't have to call brother, okay? Just call me Masood, not a problem.
okay, okay, okay. I believe you are elder than me. Okay,
Mm,
okay, Masood. I'm telling very simple. Okay,
mm,
in Quran, okay, according to what you believe, a
yeah.
husband divorces a wife. Okay, there's no objection in this. There's no objection of anything else. Like it's totally halal. Okay, now the wife want to come back. The husband want to come back. Here it is only written the wife should remarry. The husband is not marrying another girl. Are you getting my point?
That's a punishment for the husband.
You told husband also have to marry another, and wife
No,
also
look.
should have.
No, 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 no. Maybe you did not. Maybe I did not articulate that well. See,
Okay,
a man technically is allowed to marry four women, right? So God is not worried about the man. All right, he's not too much worried about
What,
the man.
what
God
the
God is a
husband,
procurator.
the
God is a
husband,
procurator of the women because God wants to make sure the women are not mistreated in the society, because men have the tendency to manipulate and be misogynistic towards women. Okay, God knows these tendencies of men, so God wants to be a procurator of a woman, so he wants to ensure women are being nicely treated. So what God says in the beginning is to man, don't go to the length of divorcing your woman. If you have made up your mind to divorce her, you will not be able to marry her. If you want to go back, that's not easy. Okay, if you want to wait for that day to be realized, it's so difficult that she has to marry somebody and a divorce has to again happen,
1 minute
which
here.
which is which
We
is
are,
very 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 impossible, like close to impossible.
don't allow me to
Or
speak,
if it
brother.
does happen, then you can remarry, you know what I mean?
Okay, so here, if another husband marries,
Yeah.
he have to sleep in a separate bed, and next day he can give talak, or he have to sleep in the
No, that's not correct. That's not correct. This is not a patch up. You don't have a patch up work. If you do patch up work like this, God will punish
same.
you.
What is for the husband to be ashamed of if
No,
he's not
so
being
no, no. Look, the patch up work is not allowed in Islam. You can't do patch up work.
there? Your Quran is
See,
brother.
you can't do patch up work, man. You can't just have a patch up work. Like for example, if you want to if you want to remarry your wife, you can't just make your wife marry somebody. You know what is marriage? As we just saw the marriage verses. You know what is marriage? If somebody
Nikah.
wants to marry, he has to set out a bride gift, right? A bride gift, and that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So if a new husband marries that lady, he will give her bride gift. Okay, that's a lot of money. And why would he spend money for? Why would you spend money for my mistake? Suppose I divorce my wife, for example. Just to give a crude example, and I want to fix with my wife. I want to fix my relationship. Why would you spend money on this lady to help me? Why? You know what I mean? It's just nonsensical. It's what God is telling by this ordinance is God is making it difficult for the men to play around with women. God says to men, don't play around with your women. Don't play around. If you're playing around, this is how difficult it's going to get. So the the kind of arrangement that you're talking about, it's impossible, because the new man who's marrying this lady has to shell out money, which is a bride gift, which is not a small money. So why would anybody spend so much money to help somebody, just for a night? Why? It doesn't make sense.
Are everybody in Australia like just Quranists? Like, I'm just asking
uh, Look,
because
there is a
I
there
find
there is a
maximum of people still have heard they don't
mm.
believe in hadith, they don't believe in sirat, they don't believe that much in Sharia, fiqh, or anything.
So look, Islam has, Prophet Muhammad has a very historic imprint or footprint in the history, right? People still argue about whether Jesus existed or not and stuff like that, which to me is really absurd, because even Jesus is very well documented in history. But people can have some arguments about Moses. People always question,
Yeah.
oh,
Mm.
was even Moses real? But Prophet Muhammad, okay, he's well documented in history. So his history is known. His history outside of the Quran is known. Okay, so there's no need for Muslims to stick to the books other than the Quran to learn and to implement Islam. Quran
Okay.
is a sufficing book. The Quran says this is a fuller explanation of the Word of God, and it's a guidance until Judgment Day. So Muslims have to discipline themselves
Okay.
to read and understand and implement the Word of God rather than anything else. The better at it if they do it.
Okay. Uh, so as you just believe in Quran, do you believe in Sharia?
Yeah, Sharia is in the Quran, yes, of course.
No, Sharia is what expressed from the Hadith and the Quran.
No, Sharia is in the Quran. For
Everything is
example,
the Quran.
yes, of
Everything is
course.
the Quran.
The
Okay.
Sharia is in the Quran because just now we saw what we discussed is Sharia, like marriage, divorce, inheritances. Um, you have limits, which are called as hudud, for crimes. Everything is in the Quran. You find it in the Quran, and the Quran says Sharia is nothing new. Um, you have in India Manu Smriti.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, Manu is actually a Vedic
Yes.
reference of Noah. Okay.
No, brother. I don't believe in Manusmriti, brother.
No, that's fine. What I'm telling you is it's the Vedic reference of Noah. Prophet Noah.
Are you serious, brother? I know Noah, brother.
No, oh, the biblical Noah and the ark.
Believe I don't. I do believe they're two different people, brother.
Oh, you believe they're two different, but in my opinion,
I can give you
um,
reference on that also, brother. I don't believe in Hinduism also, but I can still give you references.
okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. It's a different subject. What else do you want to talk about?
There are many things, brother. I am still trying to understand. How can
But
you?
but did you understand this issue that we just talked about?
No, brother.
You did not.
Completely.
It's still
Because
unsatisfactory for
you see,
you.
let me speak. Let me speak. Okay.
Go ahead.
Here it is. It is very unlawful. Like for somebody who you consider divine to tell a woman she should be able to be in a marriage with somebody else so she can go with the first husband again. I don't
No,
find.
no.
Let me speak.
I don't get your point. I don't get your point. I don't get your point. I'm sorry. I don't
Okay,
get
let's
your
speak
point.
some other topic, brother. I'll come with references next time of this in the Quran, from the
Hmm.
Quran itself. I don't believe in Hadith. Okay, can I speak about the characteristics of Allah?
Yeah, you can. Sure.
Okay, so as we know, 99 names is not in Quran. It's in somewhere else. Okay, that is a different thing. Is
Okay.
Allah is Allah in creation?
Allah in the creation.
Can we see him?
No, we can't. We can't see
Can we
him.
hear him?
Of course, we can hear him.
How can you hear him?
Like not everybody, of course. For to those whom He permits, they can hear Him. For example, the Quran says God spoke to Moses directly,
Okay.
so Moses heard God speak to him.
How can he come in the create if you can't see him, if you can't feel him? How can you hear him, brother?
Yeah, I mean, God is the creator of everything. He knows the means and the techniques to do it. So God spoke to Moses directly, and he had a technique of doing things.
So can God come in creation and still okay, good. Okay, for the sake of argument, he did not come in creation. But still if his voice is heard from a particular place, he's still in creation.
Yeah, so what? It's just a voice.
I'm not understanding. The voice is from a particular place.
No, by the way, God moves. I mean, God is an entity that can actually have a place.
Are you serious?
God is an entity that can actually have a place. Yes,
God is an entity that can actually have a space. So you believe in the seven
have a
heavens,
place. Have a place, not space. Have a place.
or space, have a place.
Yeah, have a place of his own. Yes.
So okay, I'm not understanding. Okay.
You're not understanding. Like for example, can God go from Milky Way to Andromeda? Yes, he
So
can.
how much time would it take?
Sorry.
Would it
How
take
much
some
time?
time?
I don't know. I just gave you an example. I just gave you an
No,
example.
no.
To
Like
I just gave you an example for his positional reference.
I understood that.
Does he have a
Yes,
place in?
you told from Milky Way to Andromeda.
Yeah.
If it takes a certain amount of time, okay, Is your context? No, I am not able to understand the example. Okay, what I'm telling is, if there is a voice in the creation, okay, forget
Yeah,
creation, brother. Why didn't he speak directly to as he spoke to Musa? Okay,
yeah, yeah,
Jesus, I think they were angels,
yeah,
and Muhammad, I think it was Jibrahil.
yeah.
Right? Why didn't he speak directly to Muhammad?
See, I can't speak for God, right? I can only um, because I believe in the Quran. I can only believe what He says He has done. I can't really question God. Why didn't you talk to Muhammad directly,
Okay,
or why don't you talk to people today in this modern world directly? I can't question Him like that, right?
okay, okay. Okay. Do you believe in the death of apostate?
Death of an apostate, like the killing of apostates. You mean to
Yeah.
say? No, no, we should not. The Quran has the Quran speaks of people who reject faith after having believed. The Quran says if they believe again and they disbelieve again and they die disbelieving, God will not forgive them. So nowhere does the Quran say that you have to kill them. The Quran says if somebody believes, then disbelieves, and after some time believes again, and then disbelieves again and dies disbelieving. So the Quran does not give you the opportunity to pitch in and say, I want to kill him because he disbelieves. So that's simply not the Quran, okay?
Okay.
Do you,
It's
if
very
you
good.
want to, if you want the reference, I can give you the reference
Of
of this verse.
actually, it's very good speaking to you, Masood, because your ideology is totally very peaceful. I must
Is it?
admit that.
Okay. I'll give you the reference of this verse so that you can keep it.
It's very like okay. Ah, so you just believe Sharia from the Quran, right?
Yes, brother. Yeah.
So cutting hands, you don't believe
Cutting hands.
of a person who has taken
Yeah, it
some.
is in the Quran. It is in the Quran.
Yes.
The Quran says those who do horrible crimes
Okay.
to disturb the peace of the community, you can. God says it's. I have legislated that you can exercise giving them terrible punishments, and which also includes severing their limbs from the opposites
Okay.
as an
Yeah.
example to deter crime.
Yeah. Uh, like it's a punishment if somebody steals. But from a
See,
hadith,
not for somebody who not suppose suppose some kid goes and steals in the shop, for example.
no, brother,
Can
I'm setting the limit for that. 1 minute. It is
mm,
1.25 dinar or 1.5 dinar.
okay,
Arabic. Am I right?
okay.
If it's above that, the punishment is being implemented.
It's for the judge to decide. You will have a judge.
Mm,
Obviously, when somebody does a crime, the crime goes to the judge,
mm,
and
mm,
the judge will decide. The judge will study the crime, and he
mm,
will assess the damage done. He will
mm,
assess the circumstances in which the crime was committed.
mm,
He will
mm,
assess the motivations for the crime, and
mm.
then he will make a decision. Like for example, the second Caliph Omar, in during his time, there was famine, and some people during those days had slaves, right? So one of the slaves, two of them, in fact, they got together and they killed their owner's um, camels or something like that, in an incident where they committed
You
theft.
know what happened after that? You know what happened after that?
What happened?
Muhammad killed those person who have killed them. He had bought them. He had. I'll give you the reference if you want to
No,
have the
this is not
reference.
even Prophet Muhammad. This is not even Prophet Muhammad. This is Omar's time I'm talking about, when Omar was the Khalif.
Okay.
This
But
is after the death of Prophet Muhammad.
where did you take this from?
This is as part of the history. These are the judgments
Uh,
that Omar gave. Omar's
no, no.
judgments.
This is in Hadith, man. History has taken from the Hadith.
See, a lot of things are also in Hadith, and a lot of historical accounts of judgments that Omar has made.
Okay.
Can they be
Okay.
found in
Okay.
the Hadith? Yes, of course. Some, it's possible that they can also be found in the hadith. So what can
Primary
you do?
source is hadith, brother. Primary source is hadith.
Huh?
Primary source is hadith.
Primary sources.
Primary source. Primary source. The secondary source may be history or other scriptures who are written from Kafir or anybody else. I'm telling the primary source to find the works of all the caliphates. Okay, all the caliphs is from the hadith. You won't get it anywhere from anybody else.
Is that what you think?
Yes.
See, during Omar, right? During Omar's caliphate, Omar, when he
I'm
was
telling the primary
caliph.
source. I'm telling only the primary
No.
source.
Wait a
Secondary
second. Wait a second, please. Wait a second. Let me
source,
complete. When he was a caliph, he introduced the system of documentation, and there is so much of documentation of Omar's time. Okay, which I know it could have been also communicated through the books of hadith. I mean, nothing stops it, but those are historical records. Those are ledgers of history of Omar's caliphate. Can they be communicated in other channels? Yes, of course they can be communicated through other
yeah,
channels.
of course. Other historians may have been recorded or got some proofs from somebody else.
Or some
I
of
don't
the
know.
things may not have may not have been recorded at all, for example. Who knows? But when it comes to judgments, the Quran is very clear. The Quran says exercise compassion wherever is required. The Quran says you have to exercise compassion
Okay.
wherever applicable.
Exercise compassion when you're in lesson power. 1 minute, I'll come back to that point. You told about Umar, right? Camels. Can you tell me the full story?
Yeah. So like the guy, they came. He brought his slaves for judgment. So Omar said, um, I can't sever their limbs for this theft because obviously they were wronged, and they were driven by the sheer need of hunger, to do what they did. So the hudud, the laws, the of the criminal laws do not apply because uh, they did not commit a crime. They did it for survival, basically. So there was, I can't. He said, I can't implement the had, the hudud. So it's what I mean to say is, it's the discretion of the judge. The judge has to study the case,
Okay, okay, okay.
and he
Yes.
has to give the judgment. Yeah.
The same story has been repeated even with Muhammad. You know that?
I don't know of that. If you know, you can tell me. I'm listening.
I think what happened was some people who were very foreign to Mecca, okay, the environment of Mecca, okay, they had some problems, some like how to tell, had some like how to like migraine or something like that, some problem. They went to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Prophet Muhammad, and Prophet Muhammad told, go to a man of mine who has the camels. Take the the urine and the milk and mix it and drink it. It will go away. Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. Forget the urine part. Okay, they went. They killed the person after all the process. They killed the person who had the camels and ran the camels away. Okay, now I think Umar is far better because he at least had how to tell. The result was not as bad as what Prophet Muhammad in the Hadith is given. Okay, in the Hadith it's given as I'll give the reference also. Okay, 1 minute wait.
Oh,
In the
okay.
Hadith it's given that after Prophet Muhammad got them,
Mm.
got the person who have killed and took the camels away, he bought them, cut them out like hands and legs, and I think like they were left out dried in the sun, and
Okay.
they even denied to give water to them.
Okay.
Okay, this is given in the Hadith. You want the reference? I'll give.
Okay. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you. Okay. You don't have to. You don't have to provide me the reference.
I'll
If
give
you
them the
want
link.
to, you can. I will look into it. But let me tell you what. If you study the Sirah, the the doings of Prophet Muhammad.
Siratul Nabi, brother.
Yes, Siratul Nabi. If you study the Sirah, you will get the impression that many hardcore enemies who actually killed his own uncles during the battle, and who also persecuted his own daughters while they were fleeing to Medina on an immigration. Many of these criminals who were Makkans, who inflicted harm and to his family members uh, in the liberation of Makkah, like during the conquest. Some of these fellows they ran away, fearing that they will be given death because of what they have done to his family. Okay, but amazingly enough, they are forgiven by Prophet Muhammad. Okay, this is amazing. He doesn't even kill them when he had the full authority. Like, there was nothing stopping their death by his hands. But amazingly enough, you see all of those people forgiven. So that tells you something. These hadiths that show a very grim image of Prophet Muhammad are for sure the work of hypocrites who want to paint a picture of Prophet Muhammad as very um,
Okay, brother.
very cruel and stuff like that. Because the munafiqs, the hypocrites, they they wanted to undermine Islam from day one. It's something that the Quran is very emphatic about. It talks about hypocrites a great deal. So you can imagine narrations that come to uh, uh, describe the imagery of Prophet Muhammad as inflammatory, cruel, and stuff like that. You can easily see where it is coming from. In the Sirah, you see Prophet Muhammad as very compassionate, forgiving
No, brother.
people
In
many a
Siratul
times and
Nabi
stuff like
also
that.
many things are there.
Like even the Jews, who betrayed treacherously. Um, um,
What about Banu Quraysha, brother?
Banu Qurayza, several of them were killed. That's
Yeah,
for
brother.
sure.
Yeah, brother.
Several,
And there is a
but
continue. Sorry.
Banu Nadir in the Khaybar, after the Khuraiza, after the invasion of Khuraiza, there's Banu Nadir. And Banu Nadir, fortunately for them, I mean, they were forgiven. If I was, for example, in that place, I wouldn't be forgiving them. But Prophet Muhammad, out of compassion, he forgave a lot. He forgave a lot of the offenders who wanted to kill
And
him,
you won't
man.
forgive, brother. You
Seriously.
follow the Quran, brother. It's very compassionate.
Yeah, it is. That's why Prophet Muhammad, he took a stance of a compassionate approach.
But why did he kill young
Hmm?
child? Many children were killed during the night raid. You know that? Many children were killed.
Look. I'll tell you what. Um, in the Islamic conquests, if you study the conquests, right? If you study Roman Empire, if you study the empires, like how empires were there, the Babylonian Empire, the Persian Empire, um, and the Roman Empire, how they take territories and stuff like that. You have to listen to people like Richard Bulliet, who's a professor of history and Middle Eastern studies in one of the universities, and he's an advisor to the U.S. government, and also Roy Casangrada. These are you can look it up on YouTube. You got to listen to them, what they have to say about early Islamic expansions. They they have done a very very sincere job in dispelling the falsehood propagated by Orientalists, the Westerners, who wrote a lot about Islam as being a horrible force, often committing massacres and stuff like that. But these guys who are brand new, they have looked into the historical documents, studied the history. Richard Bulliet and Roy Casangrada, they're not even Muslim. Okay, you listen to them, and you listen to them. From them, you learn what was Islam and how were they conquests. They were
Okay.
really, really liberating force, a liberating force.
Okay.
Mm.
So
I mean, you
how
got to
did
listen to them. If
how,
I tell you, you will tell me
then
the fellow
after
is
Banu Qurayza,
biased. But if you listen to them, then you will know what it is.
but how will that answer my question of Banu Quraysha, brother. Because
Banu
I told
Qurayza,
you,
they deserved, as I told you, they deserved. You see,
dude, young children were killed. Are
no,
you
look,
kidding me?
no,
In
no,
the
no, look,
masjid.
wait a second, wait a second. See, you're again breaking the rule. You're
Sorry,
again
sorry,
calling me
brother.
a dude.
Young children. No, no. This,
See, I
this
don't,
because
I don't like to be called dude. I'm telling you.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Okay, Masood. Young children were killed.
Look,
They never
um,
had weapons in their hand.
look, please look. The Quran admits that some of them, the Muslims killed. Okay. Now look, there was no need, pragmatically speaking, when they have surrendered. You know, they're not able to fight the Muslim forces. You know, they're busted, and their quarters is surrounded, and they send out an arbiter to negotiate. In that negotiation, it was decided that some of them will be killed, and they agreed for it. I mean, that because they had no other way, you know, than to concede. But in that killing, why would Muslims kill young children? You tell me why. Why would they kill? Because according to Islam,
God,
young
they were
children are
that
not even
merciless.
offenders. Young children are not even offenders because Islam doesn't consider children sinners until they are, um, you know,
What is exactly?
adolescents.
Masood.
Adolescents. So
Masood.
by
No,
this way,
no, no.
you know that it
One
is fabrication.
1 minute. No, it's not fabrication. Your mind tells it's fabrication because you're a very good person. I know that. But
It's
for 1 minute,
see,
let me
look.
put my
Let me
reference
tell you
for
something.
reading.
Let me tell you
You're
something,
cutting me
please,
in between.
please. Let me finish you. Let me tell you something, please. Very important, so that you will know, and I will give my justification. Okay, even if there was killing of young children. Okay, even if I'm giving you something for you to learn. Okay, which may be useful for you to use it in other places if you want to. Okay, now God has a rule. God has a rule. Okay, for um, um, for becoming for being in opposition to God, there is a criteria. For example, you go to the people of Noah. Okay, people of Noah, after their disbelief, when the decision of God finally came, all the people who lived in Noah's town, except those who were saved in the ark, they were killed, including little children. Okay, they were killed, they were drowned. And then you have Sodom and Gomorrah, the people of Lot. Even in that society, I'm sure there would be children, little children, babies, women. They were killed because it was the order of God. Okay, so in Israel, when God punished them for disobedience, He sent them Babylonian forces. Okay, to discipline them. So were the little children killed? Yes, of course, some of them got killed. Okay. And is it okay with God? Yes, it is absolutely okay with God because when God punishes, He also kills. He kills. Basically, He kills. All right. And an earthquake happens in Gujarat, for example, in India, and it happened in Turkey, for example. Did little children got killed? Of course, they got killed, right? So is it okay with God? Yes, it is okay with God because God is killing those little children with an earthquake, right? So it's okay with God for little children also to get killed, to be to be killed if it's a punishment of God. Okay, so these people, Banu Qurayza, the treachery they did deserved punishment, and in that punishment, if the little children got killed, it's okay with God. But I'm telling you, it is highly unlikely that the children have were killed in Banu Qurayza because not all of the Banu Qurayza were killed. God says in the Quran in Surah in I don't exactly remember the surah, the reference, but God says some of them you killed, and it's fine with God. But whether little children got killed, the Quran doesn't say anything about it, so I don't know. But if you insist from some hadith, the hadith says little children got killed, then I would probably put that in suspect category. But I'm telling you, I've given you just the justification on a people whom God wants to punish he also kills the children, and that's fine with God. You're there, man? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know what to tell, brother.
Yeah, I mean, this God is incredible, isn't it? He gives life and he gives death.
No,
He
brother.
kills
No,
older
brother.
people, he kills younger
Those
people.
person who do not even know the meaning of what God is, they were killed.
Look, I told you, the children in Noah's time, in Lot's time, in look in Syria, for example, what happened now in Syria? The war happened, right? War in Japan, in for example, in Hiroshima, Nagasaki, right? The atomic bombs, where the children got killed. Of course, they got killed, right?
Yeah, and who killed them were really very bad person. Okay,
No, look, no, wait a
I
second,
tell
please,
them,
please,
I
please,
condemn
wait a
them.
second. No, please, wait a second, wait a second. See, this is the nature of warfare, right? It's a nature of warfare. It's a nature of warfare. Even even in the wild, you see this even in the wild happen. It's a nature of warfare. That's why God says to people who are adults to exercise their understanding and their reason. If they commit mistakes, they are going to be punished, and they're going to lose their children or whatever. But in the case of Banu Qurayza, it's very unlikely to have happened, because there was a siege, they were surrendered, and they were negotiating terms, and in those negotiations it was agreed that some of them will be put to death, and that was the eventuality. And I don't
No,
see
brother.
any need,
No, no,
I don't
brother.
see any need
brother.
at all for
Look,
the Muslims to
I'll
put
stop you
little
here.
children to death in that eventuality.
But I'll stop you here.
Yeah, okay.
What you're telling, they caught them, surrendered, and then they killed. I'm not telling that. I'm telling they night raided. Okay, they night
No, there
raided.
was not night raid on Banu Khurayza, man.
No, not on Banu Quraysh. Banu Quraysh was the total battle. I understand that, but there is another situation where night raid happened.
Night
Sahih
raids
Muslim.
happen in the conquests of the Arabia. That's after the Prophet.
No, no,
After the
during the time
Prophet.
of Prophet Muhammad.
Okay, during the time of Prophet Muhammad, there was a night raid
Yeah,
happened,
yes.
and Muslims raided and actually killed children. Is it?
1 minute. Can you open a hadith?
Yeah, you can open Hadith. Give me the reference. Give me the link where to open.
Right. Sahih Muslim 4550.
How do you open that?
What? Type it, bro. Say.
Okay, wait a second. Sahih Muslim. What is the number? What's the number? Sahih Muslim. Can you tell me the number again, please? Mm-hmm. Say. Yeah, you got dropped out.
Sahih Muslim 4550.
Sahih Muslim 4550 4550. Sahih Muslim. Sahih Muslim 4550. God, how do you Sahih Muslim Sahih Muslim 4550. Are you really sure? Hello?
Tell brother.
Are you really sure it's Sahih Muslim 4550?
Yeah, brother.
Because I can't see it here. Let me Google it, okay? Wait a second. Sahih Muslim. Okay. It was narrated that Ashab bin.
Till what time, brother? Till what time will you do this stream? Till more how much time?
After this, we will finish and we'll meet another day. Is it okay?
Okay, brother. Please read it.
Okay. Oh, I said, we kill the children of the idolaters during the night raids. He said they are of them. Okay. Okay, this is the hadith, okay? So what do you want me to say?
Nothing, brother. I just wanted to show you that.
Yeah, I mean, there's heaps of things you can show me on hadith, okay? That doesn't really necessarily make it true or something like that. But I
Okay,
told
do
you the.
1 minute. Do you condemn this act?
Okay, now let me tell you this.
Yes or no? Yes
No,
or
wait a
no?
second, please. Wait a second. I
No,
mean,
this is very false. This is a dive. Let us consider this
look,
dive.
wait a second, please. Wait a second. Don't rush. Okay, wait a second. The divine decree is the divine decree. Those who wage war against God and His messenger, right? If there are people who are waging war, right? They get killed in turn, and it's absolutely justified as a defense, right? As a defense. In that killing, if there are things that are out of control, like collateral damage, right? So there is no blame if there's a collateral damage, right? But what I'm saying is, in the way that Islamic campaigns have been done, as I have studied it, all the campaigns of the Prophet Muhammad, the engagements, the battles, and all of that sort of stuff. Prophet had very clear regulations to fight only those who fight you. Okay, this is something which is very incredible in the Quran. Okay, the Quran says you have to strike only those who strike you. You have to fight only those who fight you. And even in the battlefield, if somebody asks for mercy, then you should spare him the death. I mean, these are the regulations that the Quran brings to the battlefield, and Prophet Muhammad had very clear instructions given to people to strike only those who strike them. Okay, it's very clear. So going from this premise, when I see a hadith like this, what do? I obviously put that in the category of doubtful things, which you can discredit. As I told you, the hypocrites from early Islam, they wanted to paint a very bad picture of the religion of God, and not just Prophet Muhammad. Okay, so did they get their way? Yes, of course they have gotten their way through the books of hadith. In the books of hadith, you will also find Prophet Muhammad said, just kill the black dog. Okay, black dog. I mean, to me, it's incredible. I mean, should I believe in this? Like, why would Prophet Muhammad just kill a black dog? Why? Like,
It was
it's
devil, brother.
this is the thing that Islam never believed in, like, superstition.
No, brother. You don't believe in hadith, brother. But I think at least 1 billion Muslims believe in hadith, brother.
Like, look. Look, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. You
Okay, one
know,
minute, 1 minute.
in
I got another
India,
point. You
in
told
India,
you told that the messenger only strikes those who try to fight with him, correct?
yes.
Okay. What about Battle of Tabuk? It
What about
was
Battle of Tabuk?
600, 700 kilometers away from the place
Yes,
he
of
stayed.
course, of
What was the
course.
danger for them?
No, no, no. There was no danger as such, but a messenger of God's messenger, the Prophet Muhammad. He sent a messenger with the news. A convoy was sent to the Roman emperor. Okay, the
We have
garrisons, the Roman
uh,
garrisons
um,
the Roman garrisons, they caught hold of these believing messengers, and they killed them on the
show
way.
me that in Hadith, brother. Show me that in Hadith.
No, it's in Sirah. It's well documented fact. That sparked that sparked a response from the messenger of God, and hence he sent
No, brother.
an
You give me the
army
reference, I believe you,
to,
brother.
to
Give me the reference.
sorry,
Give me the
sorry.
reference specifically in Sirat.
Uh, okay, I mean, if you ask me things out of my hand readily, I may not be able to pull out. But if you read about this on Wikipedia, you will understand this.
Okay, okay. Give me certain words which I can search. I'll read it afterwards.
Search for the Battle of Muta, what led to the Battle of Muta and Tabuk. Just mm, find a Battle of Muta and Tabuk on Wikipedia. You should be able to get the story.
Okay. So you
Okay.
tell it justified. Battle of Tabuk was justified.
Look, because they killed the messenger with the letters of God. Why would they kill a man who's just carrying letters? Why would somebody put them to death? Why?
It's a very
So
wrong thing, brother. They kill the
if
messenger
people
of.
can't even if people can't even travel safely for a just cause, then where is safety for the entire people? There is no safety. So such empires should be dealt with. Should be
Correct, brother. Yeah.
you know.
But why to make them Malkal Yamin?
What
Why to make Malkal Yamin in this?
what is
Why
Malkul
not the
Yamin
blonde
in?
goat spot?
Huh?
Hello,
Sorry, can you come again?
I'm telling.
Mm.
I find in certain tafsir, not tafsir, I think it is sirat only, that they went for the girls whose color were blonde. Okay, they went for that grade itself, and they captured. They brought them to Mecca and sold them.
Where, man? Like what? When? For the Roman Empire?
Yes,
See, if somebody wants to get blonde girls, according to what you think, they have to fight an empire. You know what it means to fight an empire? Like, so
yeah,
suppose if you want today, if you want to bring blonde girls from America,
okay,
you ha- they won't let you do that, right? Until
no, brother.
you until you defeat them. To defeat them, like, whoa, man. I mean, with the purview of getting blonde girls to defeat an American establishment, it's a monumental task to fetch blonde girls. You know what I mean? So the premise is it's like childish, like, to be honest. The encounters with the Roman Empire were legit. They were unavoidable because they were killing Muslim reverts in that
Okay,
region, northern Arabia, where there were Syrian garrisons, Roman garrisons. They were killing Muslims people who were becoming Muslims. They were killing them. So this war was justified with the Roman Empire entirely.
okay, okay. Last question, then you can close your stream. Okay, like if you want to, but I just telling.
Yeah. Okay.
Malkal Yamin. Okay.
Where is
Uh,
this? What Quran ayat are you talking about?
no, I'm not speaking about ayat. I'm telling Malkal Yamin.
What is
It's,
Malkul Yamin?
it is like, I'll tell you what is Malkal Yamin.
Okay, the slave girls. Is that what you
Yes,
mean? The slave girls?
yes, from
Okay.
the war.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Is there anywhere else? Okay, one of the ways is the war. Correct. of the war, you capture them.
Yes.
Is there any other way, or there's just one way?
No, there's many ways, many
Well,
different ways.
can you tell me
People had like
from the Quran?
slavery was pre-existent. I mean, Islam did not introduce it.
No,
It
I
was the
accept
status quo.
that.
Roman Empire had slaves, the Persian Empire had slaves, and there were slave traders.
What would have done are bad people. I condemn them. Tell me.
No, yeah, of course. We'll come to that. We'll come to the morality of it later on, maybe tomorrow.
Sure,
Okay, we'll talk the
sure,
morality
sure.
of it maybe tomorrow. Today we will just discuss the status quo, like how it was during 7th century. So there were slaves everywhere, and slaves, like one of the misunderstanding in slavery comes because of the fact that how slavery was conducted in the USA, like in among the colonial powers, the way they conducted slavery and the brutality they inflicted on slavery.
I just asked. Tell me
That
different ways.
imagery is not the imagery of Islam. Okay, is not the imagery of Islam. Um, in the Quran, God introduced lengthy legislations improving the situation of slaves. Okay, and also taking them, teaching the believers like how vital and how important and how noble it was to free slaves. Okay, so Islam has done a solid contribution in alleviating the pains of slavery. Okay, that being said, slavery was predominantly extant in the plateau at that time in the Arabian Peninsula. So did one of the eventuality was Muslims, if captured by foreign powers, would also be rendered as slaves, right? It was like equalish.
Yes,
It
yes.
was not just Muslims would only make slaves.
Both
If
sides.
they got captured, even they would become
Yes.
slaves, right? So in that situation, given this historical context, it was justified to take slaves, given the historical context. And that's the reason why God approves it. Okay, but God paves a way forward for them. In Islam, God says it is highly noble to free slaves. Okay, but anyway, keeping it was very vital, because even Muslims would become slaves if they got captured by foreign or enemy forces. So in that regard, it was the status quo, and they had slaves. Muslims also had slaves, and slaves. When you have slaves, you got to look after them. It's like having employees. You got to look after them. Obviously, if you have a slave in your house, you will look after them because they would work for you.
Is my camera on, brother?
Is your camera on? No, your camera is not on.
Was it on like in the stream?
Never.
Okay, tell brother.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, having a slave was like you got to look after them, right? Like, and you would, because if you have slaves, they're helping you in your daily work or at your workplace. They're helping you, so you would look after them. So it was all, it was not really bad as.
Ask you a simple question,
Yeah.
brother. My question and your answer did not match. Your answer maybe would be for the question like, what are the characteristics? How I just asked you, what is another way for Malkal Yamin? Like
As
one
I,
is from
as I told you, slavery was an establishment, brother. As I told you, it was an establishment.
I'm not telling slavery is bad, brother. Even if it is good, what was different ways?
No. It's okay. But what I'm telling you is, what are the other ways? When you ask me what are the other ways, I'm telling you there were heaps of ways that slavery was an establishment. There were heaps of ways of how people became slaves.
During the time of Prophet, what was the other way for Malkal Yamin?
No, this is what I'm telling you, bro. You should understand.
Okay.
The system of slavery was versatile. There were people who were actually volunteering to be slaves because they would be looked after, because some people would be really, really bad, poor, and if they get the support of a clan, they would not mind becoming slaves of that clan, right? So there were various ways of people would become slaves. It was a complete establishment, bro. I mean, what do you want me to talk about?
What I want to tell is, the what was the slave of Prophet Muhammad, Maryam, what was her name?
Okay, okay,
Maryam. She did
okay,
not come from a war.
okay.
You know that?
She was gifted.
Yes. From whom?
Okay, you tell me.
From a king of Egypt, I think.
Okay,
Correct?
no, go on, please. What is wrong? Go on.
Hmm. Nothing wrong, brother. I'm just telling slavery.
Yeah, I mean, look, as I told,
So wrong,
slavery
brother.
was
This
slavery,
is so
slavery was
wrong,
slavery
brother.
was extant. Okay, slavery was extant. Slavery was practiced in various different ways. It was a complete establishment. Okay, and I mean, I don't necessarily see anything wrong. I mean,
Okay.
look, the times that we operate today is completely different, and the that
No,
world in seventh
it's not
century was a
different.
different
It's halal,
world.
halal now. It will be halal even the last day of the judgment. Judgment day. A day
No, look,
before that.
man. No, look, no, wait a second, man. No, no, you got to understand people's affairs. You got to understand how people work. See, when
If
God wants
anybody
to work
does,
with
brother,
people, right? See,
if anybody does,
look. Be patient. If God wants to work with people, right? Obviously, he has to work with people according to their ways. Okay. I mean, see, uh, if God thinks employment is so bad for some people because they are giving so much of their time for to work for somebody to make so less money, if God deems this is something wrong, and He can't straight away come to this world and tell them stop employment because it's so bad. Some people are being paid so less. Stop it. I'll prohibit it. It's morally wrong. God can't deal like that with people. There are lives. There are dependencies. Slavery in slavery, slaves were dependent on their owners for their survival. You know what I mean? For food, clothing, and shelter, and everything. So God just cannot cancel it. There is repercussions. There is consequences. So there is a slow procedure that God introduced towards paving the way for the freedom of slaves. And yeah, I mean, if Muslims did not completely achieve it, bad on them. If the modern world has achieved it, it's good on us, all right, all of us. So if slavery today is banned, now everybody is free, there's no more slaves. You cannot make slaves henceforth, okay? You cannot make slaves now. Onwards, you can't make slaves because slavery, because nobody is slave. People are not traded as slaves any longer.
that is what Jesus did, brother. He
What?
That is what Jesus did. He told how much you have, keep it, but don't henceforth do it.
That's exactly
Then why
right.
did
I mean,
the prophet come and continue it?
see, Jesus, what Jesus did, what
He
Jesus
told, he
preached.
told, even if you have slaves, treat them properly and henceforth don't make it. Don't make the custom of keeping slaves.
Uh, can uh, can you give me the reference, please? I would like to. I would
Reference
like to
is,
look into this.
I'm told it loosely placed. I told it very loosely based, brother. I'll give the reference. Um,
I
um,
will be very delighted to read where he said, "Don't make slaves henceforth."
henceforth,
I
yeah,
would
brother.
be
Show it to you. 1 minute,
I
wait,
would
brother.
be delighted, and it'll be very useful for me if you give me the reference. It'll be very useful for me because
First,
the
1 minute.
Westerners, atheists, they talk about Jesus in a very wrong way that he about slavery and everything. So that'll actually help for me to tell the atheists, look, Jesus was such a
I know,
nice
brother,
person.
what I'm trying to do. Don't worry, I know, but I'm told it's very loosely based. I know
Yeah,
what you're
see, that's
talking
what I'm telling you. According to my knowledge, he did not do it. Like Israelites in during his
about.
ministry, Israelites used to have slaves, and of my knowledge, Jesus has not given them any commandment to discontinue making slaves. He has not.
Okay,
But he
okay, brother.
had. But if he has, please share
Okay,
the
brother.
reference, and I will
Okay,
use it for the good purpose.
yeah, brother. I'll give the reference later, brother. I don't have now. I have to search a lot. I have to
Yeah,
search
that's
in
fine.
order
That's
to.
fine. Absolutely. According to me, it's not the case. But if you can find one,
Okay.
I welcome it and I use it because atheism here is very bad.
No,
In
brother.
Australia,
It is
atheism is
corrupted. Okay. Okay, brother. Okay.
yeah, atheism is very bad, and
Brother,
it's.
brother, Masood, brother. Okay.
Mhm.
Will I go in heaven, brother?
Will you go in heaven?
I'm munafik, brother. I'm very munafik.
Look, I mean,
Give me a straight answer. I know.
look, if anybody, any man in the world, okay, you don't even have to be a Muslim or a Christian or uh, a Jew, okay, anybody in the world, anybody, okay, anybody, any person who believes that he has a creator, one God, creator, and he believes that he will meet him one day, and he believes in doing good things as much as he can, he will get salvation.
If he
He
believes,
does.
what?
He doesn't even have to be a Muslim. He doesn't have to be a Christian. He doesn't have to be a Jew. Whoever it is in the Amazon forest or wherever in South America or wherever it is in Russia or in China, wherever it is, if a man believes there's one God
But,
and
but Quran it
he
was
will
given
ask,
whoever believes Muhammad and his God.
no, you're
Okay.
wrong. You're wrong. Just go to 262, chapter 262. Go to chapter 2, verse 62 and read it.
Those who spend their wealth, the way of Allah and then do not follow upon and then have spent their reminders for injury, have reward of the Lord and there will be no fear. Okay, brother. What about the words of the shirk, brother?
That's what I told you. People who believe in one God.
Yeah, brother. People who believe in one God, but do shirk.
But people who do shirk, they will not be forgiven.
Are you sure, brother?
People who do shirk, God says, I cannot forgive them because they don't respect me, so I can't forgive them.
Okay, brother. Okay. Do you know Gautam Buddha?
Yeah.
Do you think he will go in hell?
Gautam Buddha will go in hell.
Because he denied God.
How do you know that?
Dude. Okay, sorry. I'm really sorry for taking the word. Gautam Buddha. He was an
Yeah.
atheist. He told the divine is in oneself. If you see Nibbana is
See,
attaining.
see, to be honest, I don't know the teachings of Gautama Buddha. Okay.
Brother, I'll tell you, brother. Don't worry, brother. I'll tell you. It's just in one line. I'll tell you, brother. He denied in a supreme being who create. He does not believe in creator and destroyer, brother. You want the references from scriptures of
See, but
Buddhism?
but how do you know those references are accurately depicting
You don't
his
believe, brother. We do it. We
belief?
do it. Brother. You don't believe that. It is zahif to you. It is sahih for us.
Come on, man. See, he lived thousands of years ago,
Brother.
and you can't just trust people what they say about Gautama Buddha today, man.
And
See,
for the fact, you don't believe in hadith. You cannot question that. What if I'm just asking you a simple question? A person like a Gautam Buddha, take Gautam Buddha itself. He was a
mm,
very, very good person. Okay?
mm.
Tell me one wrong thing he did. Will he go to heaven or hell? I just want a straight answer. If he goes to hell, tell me hell. If he goes to heaven, tell me heaven.
See, I told you, I gave you the criteria. Okay, the criteria.
He'll go to hell,
See,
brother.
see,
I'm following that
look,
criteria, brother.
brother.
He'll go to,
Please give me some. I have my own freedom, right? You
even I
can't
want to
force
speak.
me to say something, right? In my freedom,
Clear, brother.
I can only speak what I learn from the book of God, right? So the book of God teaches me if any person believes in one creator God and does good things in the world, in his life, he does good things, he will get salvation. He doesn't have
Tell
to
me,
be a Muslim, he doesn't have to be a Christian, he doesn't have to be a
brother.
Jew.
I understood. You're repeating the same point again. I'm telling you, tell me the God of Buddhism. It's not Gautam Buddha. There is no God.
Brother,
That's not real.
brother, I don't know about Buddhism, brother.
take him as a person.
And
I'm not.
if you tell me Gautama Buddha said certain things, I don't have any way to verify it. So, but why should I just give a judgment on Gautama Buddha, poor fellow? I don't
I'll
know
tell
him. I don't know what
no,
he believed.
no, brother. I'll tell you, brother. He is one of the main example for this, the system to break, for the system of the theology of Islam to break.
Like what? How?
He was, okay. You don't believe even in like even one page of scriptures to be how to tell it? Sahih, right? It's corrupted. You believe that
Which one?
of what Buddha told about Buddha.
Brother, I don't know those scriptures. And I doubt whether whatever Buddha believed has been accurately transmitted to us. I don't believe it's very highly difficult because thousands of years ago that fellow lived. Thousands
Bro,
of years.
not Muhammad lived thousands of years ago, 1,400 years ago.
Who?
Same.
See, Gautama Buddha lived before Prophet Muhammad lived, right?
With Jesus, brother.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm telling you. So there's so much reliability issues with the hadith, okay? And people have reliability issues with the gospels. And why do you want to believe in the scriptures of Gautama Buddha to be
Because,
accurate?
because
Why?
I'm telling you this, it's very clear. You have
Mm.
taken the word of Quran that every other scriptures has been corrupted, and Quran is the last revelation. This theology you're putting on everything which ever existed on Buddha, it may be on some other Jesus, or it may be on some other anything else, putting the same thing. What if whatever is written down is at least partially correct? Let us consider that. Because you're taking again the word Quran that tells some other book is corrupt. Again, you're taking the same thing.
See, the Quran tells the Gospels are the words of God. The Old Testament, the Torah is the word of God. And the Quran tells there is light and guidance in the Torah, in the Old Testament. There's light and guidance in the Gospels, in the New Testament. Okay, but you must have read the words of Jeremiah the prophet, right? Jeremiah the prophet, he said he accused the Israelite scribes of writing lies in the scriptures. Okay, this is Jeremiah the prophet. This is not even the Quran. This is not Prophet Muhammad, but it is Jeremiah the prophet.
Written in Quran,
He
brother.
accuses. Huh?
Is it written the Prophet Jeremiah in Quran?
No, it's in the book of Jeremiah in the
Then why
Bible.
do they believe in Jeremiah, brother? Are you understanding what I'm telling?
Jeremiah is the prophet of God.
No, is Jeremiah a prophet in Islam?
Look, not everybody is mentioned in the Quran. The Quran does not mention all of the prophets, but the Quran makes a reference to the Bible. Okay, shall we stop the stream today here and continue at
I
later
really
point in time?
apologize for anything I've said.
Sorry?
I really apologize for anything I've said which may hurted you.
And no problem. Take it easy.
But
And
never mind.
I truly appreciate if you can invite, spread this, share the links with other people, other friends, other in your WhatsApp groups and everything,
Yeah.
so
Sure,
that there
brother.
can be more interaction. More interaction is better, right?
The truth can come out, brother. The truth will come out, brother.
Yeah. So I really highly appreciate if you can share the links with other people.
I'll share it, brother, and do one more thing, brother. See,
Mm.
you, how many subscribers do you have? 45, 50?
46.
Okay, 46. I am one of your subscriber. Okay.
Okay.
Um, why don't you merge with some other people initially?
I don't mind. But nobody welcomes me. You know what I mean? I try to reach out to people, but nobody welcome.
Is any of your friend a imam or something?
No, nobody's my friend.
Like, did you go to any university like for getting this Islamic studies, or you
No,
yourself?
no, I studied myself.
Okay, brother. So okay, it's good. You yourself studying. It's a very good interest. Mm, either you can go to people who are, speaking for Islam or speaking against Islam, because you'll get recognition both sides.
That's what I tried to do yesterday. In the stream, in the guy's stream.
Both
I
sides.
tried to. That's where I think you got my link from. That's where you got my link, I
No problem.
suppose.
No problem. I got your link like from YouTube itself. I got
Is is it okay? I don't know. I don't know, mate. I don't know what to do. I try to reach out to people,
one thing,
but
brother. One thing, brother. Um, as okay, tell me the names of person who you know.
look, obviously, I live in Australia these days, and you would not know or have any idea about my people here that I deal with. Some of the people that I deal with, they're not interested in this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? So they would not actually come and listen to all of this talk because for them it is not interesting. So I see the phenomenon unfold in India.
Hmm.
So
To be frank, brother, there are many ex-Muslims here, brother. Many. I can see
yes,
that the movement is growing very strong, brother. Very
of course
strong.
I know that. I know that. Yeah, I can see that on the YouTube. Yes.
There are many people. Hafiz al-Quran. There are people
Mm,
from Arabia who have stayed there for 30, 40 years.
mm,
There are
mm, mm,
people even from the clan of Quraysh and Sayyid.
mm,
I can
mm,
give you
mm.
3 people from Quraysh who have left Islam
Yeah. Okay.
in India. Recent brother.
See the Quran has a story to tell about Moses. God tells to Moses, tell this to people, to the Israelites, that even if everybody of them, each and every one of them, disbelieved in God or rebelled to God, and the whole world rebelled to God, it does not cause any loss to God. God is not losing because of the
Then it is
disbelief.
good, brother. Then it is good,
Huh?
brother. There is no
Huh?
loss, no brother.
Yeah, God is not losing. It's only people. People are losing. You know what I mean?
No brother.
They lose eternal life with God.
Okay. So what I'm telling Masood is,
Mm,
it's better because you have immense knowledge. I have seen. Okay, you
mm,
have like very good knowledge.
mm.
I would request you to at least go in some streams. Okay.
You can you share me the links when the stream is starting? Can you share the link with me,
Uh,
whatever it is?
Muslims, brother.
Uh, can you actually become my friends on Facebook? Can you?
No, brother. I'm not on Facebook. I am not on social media. I'll do one thing, brother. Do one
Mm.
thing, brother. Uh, can you put a community post?
Can I put a community post?
Just a
Okay.
simple one.
On YouTube, is it?
Yes, on this channel.
Okay, I will. I have not yet done it, but I will do it.
Do it, and whenever there is a stream, I would comment there. Okay.
So, do you want to talk more with me, or today is your last day? Or what is it?
No, brother. I have got the answer for what I wanted.
So you don't want
No,
any more
brother.
streams?
Maybe, brother. I won't come next time.
You will not come next time, is it?
No, brother.
Okay. Then it's very nice having met you
Yes,
and
brother.
having
Thank you.
spoken to you. So all the
Thank you,
best.
brother.
Good luck, and God
Thank you,
bless you.
brother.
All right.
I'm really sorry if I've told anything.
Hey, you don't have to apologize. Just be happy, and God bless you, man.
Yeah, brother. Same to you, brother.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
I just want to tell one thing, brother. You're doing a very good job. May you find the truth. Thank you, brother.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.